I love how people decorate their Cybertrucks. Oh, buddy. Are you okay? Mentioned on the last video about how Full Self Dog is nearly a 12-year-old Labrador who is developing laryngeal paralysis. And he just struggles to clear his throat sometimes. He's oddly calm this morning. Which is good. We've been trying to treat his anxiety. So the more he pants, the more excited he gets, the more he struggles to breathe. So we're trying to figure out a dose of basically dog-eat Prozac. Again, it is such a blah day here. Meh. Buddy, you doing okay? Wow, that handling has improved a lot. Earlier versions would aggressively get into the outer ring there in the middle of the traffic circle, which is fine. It's safe, it's legal, but it's ultimately unnecessary. Maybe somebody can correct me because I'm not sure about this, but I understand, as I understand it, 14 is able to learn local traffic patterns, so if it encounters something that it doesn't handle very well, it does better at the next time. I've seen that in a few places. There's a road currently under construction near where I live where it eagerly gets into the far right lane. It doesn't need to because there's temporary line markers. It did that a few times, and then after a few more runs, it basically straightened out and took the correct path. I noticed that at my local Starbucks, that the more we go to that parking lot, the more directly it goes through it. Maybe that's my imagination, and also this is a statistical model, and probabilities are influenced by really subtle factors that humans disregard. But like you can literally get slightly different results on a gray sky day versus a sunny day because of how it affects the vision system. The inputs can be a little bit different by minuscule amounts. But it's similar to like weather models where just even small perturbances in the inputs will yield different forecasts. But I digress. The point is, it seems like it learns and gets better in areas where, it was a little janky or not as smooth. And incidentally, we got the 14.2.2.5 upgrade last night, and this is phenomenal. Like, this actually feels a huge step better than the previous .4 release. I'm really impressed with it so far. There have been a couple places where previous releases would hesitate entering the flow of traffic, that this does it more smoothly. So it doesn't like jitter into the intersection. It proceeds very slowly and smoothly and gets a better look, and then proceeds confidently. And that is a notable improvement. Again, like, the full self-driving by now is basically the perfect driver. Where it needs improvement is finesse. You know, how would an experienced driver with decades under their belt handle a certain situation versus a 20-year-old or whatever, who is experienced and not quite green anymore. Both can be completely competent, safe drivers, but we need FSD to behave more. So it's kind of gone like this. It's sort of gone from, like, I have my learner's permit with version 12 to I'm a mildly stoned teenager with version 13. Too cautious, but then, you know, unaware, can make mistakes. Version 14 feels something like a 20 to 30-year-old who's been driving for a while and is quite good. We need the equivalent of another decade of experience, but only, again, for that finesse. There's no reason I see right now that this cannot be unsupervised 99% of the time. I can honestly tell you, if I was allowed to, and I'm not going to do this personally, there are ways to trick the attention monitoring, and I'm tempted to do that. I won't. Sorry, I digress. As badly as I want to do this, I feel 100% comfortable getting into the back seat of this car while full self-driving is engaged and letting it take me on a highway, on a mountain road. The only caveat to that is if I come to a destination and we can't find a parking space, or we have to, you know, negotiate with a ticket turnstile thingy. It's the wrong term, but whatever. Those are the only caveats, is like those sort of, not really edge cases. They're pretty typical. They need to be handled, but that subtle stuff that you have to do. Wow, it is an ugly day. Look at that inversion layer. Ugh, gross. But yeah, apart from handling the minutia at my destination, like, I would seriously get in the backseat of this car and take a nap, and I would feel comfortable doing that. No joke. I mean, that is how good 14 has gotten. I don't know that I would truthfully say that with version 13. As good as it was, I have thousands and thousands and thousands of miles recorded without any intervention on 13. I mean, I had a streak going that was, it was approaching 10,000 miles without a single intervention. Like, that good. But there are definitely some cases where I was like, I don't like how it handled it. Could have intervened, probably should have, but didn't really need to because it wasn't a deteriorating safety situation. It was mostly navigational stuff, which we are still facing. Still having some navigation issues with version 14, but see that little Google logo right there? That's more to blame. It's the quality of the map data. But yeah, by now, I really wish I could sit in that seat or get in the back seat with full self-dog and provide belly rubs. That's what he would prefer. All right, buddy. Gosh, I want belly rubs. Elon Musk, when will unsupervised FSD come out so that I can get pets for the whole drive instead of sitting back here by myself? That is a good question, full self-dog. Great question. I also learned something else interesting the other day, that there isn't any blanket prohibition against unsupervised autonomous vehicles operating in the hands of people like me you know, apart from, you know, taxi services like Waymo and Robotaxi. Congress DJ on Twitter mentioned the other day that it is a patchwork of legislation. It's up to the states to decide. Some states like Iowa are taking completely the wrong direction on this, and they are prohibiting unsupervised vehicle autonomy, which is idiotic. But I'm really hoping that we can get a federal framework so we don't end up with this patchwork of legislation the way that we have with cannabis in this country, where it's perfectly legal on one side of an invisible line on the road, and then you go to jail on the other side. That's absurd. Sidebar, if you ever need an example that shows that laws and morality are completely disjointed, that is it right there. On this side of the Colorado-Kansas border, you can have marijuana in your car. On the other side of the Colorado border, you go to jail. You get arrested. That makes zero sense whatsoever. We are going to run through the car wash. No, we don't really want to park. Let's see what happens. Buddy, you having trouble breathing today? Oh. I wonder why he is so choky right now. Check this out, people. Isn't this awesome? I should have recorded a YouTube short for that. Get him, Croy. Get him. Get him. Woof, woof, woof. Wasn't that freaking cool? Okay. I doubt you all want to watch me go through a car wash, so I think I'll cut it off here. But thanks for watching. Daily full self-driving video. Almost, maybe. Not quite. What do you think of that dog? Come on, bark at the car wash. It's funny. Oh, screw it. I'll keep the camera running. Come on, bark at it. What is it? What is it? Get the car wash. Get this mini thing. Why are you still watching? Are you seriously still watching this video? Come on, go watch something entertaining. This is a car wash. Surely you have better things to do right now. tell me a better thing to do, please. I'm gonna cut the video off now. Go do something else.